Hey guys, Peter Pop Art is back with our third video. The last one we went over all these basic shapes, four different ones. We went over a square, a circle, a cylinder, and a cone. And today I promised you we would end up making something with them. So, what we are going to do is basically make robots, human formed robots out of these shapes. And I want you guys to follow along or just go do your own thing. And I'll just kind of talk while I doodle these shapes out. So I always start with a circle and then I draw a line. And the line is my gesture line. My gesture line kind of tells me everything about the drawing I need to know. And I'm not going to make them all 3D to start, but I will add that in later. So I've got my robot's head. I've got my robot's, here's my robot's neck. Here's my robot's chest. Here's the robot's spine. Here is my robot's hips. And here are some of my robot's legs. And more, the balls are going to be used for joints. Now, if you want to know about the proportions and all of that, and look, I'm using a triangle for feet. If you want to know about the proportions and all of that and how to measure it out, guys, right now, that's not even on the table. What's on the table is putting pieces together and having fun. Okay? So, I've drawn the leg, and now the shin, and now I'm going to kind of stretch that one out for the robot's foot. Let's make sure they're all kind of leveled for mine. And over here, our robot's arm and an elbow joint and the forearm and our robot's hand. Now, another arm, and that's a little too high up. And the elbow and the forearm and our hand. Here, I'll make that look a little bit more like a triangle. So, what I've done, and I'm going to make my head a little bit bigger. All right. What I've done here is taken all of those pieces and thrown them together. So here's one drawing, and I'm going to do another one over here of different, basically the same shapes, but stretched out differently. Kind of like I did on the very first drawing where I was just doodling heads. All right, the hips. And notice I'm keeping everything flat. I'm not putting anything in 3D because, like I said, this is just our kind of our starting point. All right, I'm putting everything together. Let's give him really big feet. And let's give him really, really big, long arms. And here are his little triangle hands, big arms, our joint, our forearm, and our big triangle hands. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to drawing number one, and this is drawing number two. So I'm going to go back to drawing number one, and I'm going to flush this out a little bit. And by flushing it out, what that means is I'm going to go in and make this look a little baby bit more like a 3D piece that's not so flat. Okay? And I'm going to add elements to give this character what is really kind of called weight. So it looks a little bit more stronger and that it has more mass, and mass is, basically weight. Okay? A lot of this stuff was already there. These are our cylinders. Here's our spheres, our balls. Here's our triangles. Here is our squares. And here is our shins and our calves. And we're just going to leave the hands kind of like that. Meet up our arms a little bit. All right. And there you go. Here's our first robot. And if you want to get cute, you can just start putting little little additional touches in on him. But that's our start for our first robot. Now our second robot. Let's give him this dissection for the head. I did it over here as well. And by putting this head into fours, we can call it quadrants for now. It allows us to be able to show which way our character's head is pointing. Here's our character's neck. Let's give him a big neck. He looks like a big, big robot. All right. Just draw a little bit underneath the rib cage. That's where our character's spine is. Let's curve that line a little bit just to show that, you know, we're looking a slight bit up towards this character. Here's our legs. Let's meet those up. Give our robot slightly thicker legs, and we'll keep his big meaty feet the way they are. All right, and our thighs for the robot, and you know, the calves, and yet again, big meaty feet. Because the reason why I'm doing the bigger feet on this guy is because he's kind of big, and when you have something of that much mass or that much size, you want to give them something big and strong to stand on. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to follow that. It's just a rule that for this image seems to work well. Here is our arm and our joints for, you know, our elbow joints with the balls. And here is our forearm. And here is our other upper arm. Here's our joints. And you see how I'm drawing these things pretty much like we had them in the other piece, where they are here, where they are in dimension. Okay. And here's our forearm and our meaty hands. All right. So now we have come up with a whole slew of slightly modified shapes and two different figures. And I'm going to do one more. All right. And here's our number 3. Now for our number 3, how will I approach this one? You know what? Let's just get super silly with this one. Let's give this character a small head. This robot's got a long neck, a long thin body, and that's just the upper half. Let's give it more spine. Our torso. There goes one leg. There goes another leg. And our shin and our foot and our shin and our foot. And you'll notice with the small feet with this, because of the height, it looks a little strange, but we're just having fun, guys. Okay? That's the big thing. Everything we're doing through all of these videos is just having fun. I'm going to give these characters really, really way too big hands. And our forearm. And our hands. Now, let's meet him. Let's meet this character up. There goes his head, his neck. Let's give him a rib cage and perspective. Our spine goes right into our hips. Give those arms those shapes. There you go. I hope everybody's having fun working on this. I always like drawing slightly silly stuff to kind of loosen up and relax, and this exercise is something that I do pretty frequently. I approach it a little bit differently though, but the concept is the same, and I'll show you how I approach it at a later video. But right now, we have 3 different drawings. I'm going to move these over, make it look like they're on the same thing, but they're really not. Okay. So What I want you guys to do is practice this. Practice drawing these characters, practice drawing them all as robots. And then in our next video, we're going to take each one of these three, we're going to do one at a time. Excuse me, one for each video. And I'm going to take each one of these drawings and advance them into a more completed drawing. Yet again, everybody, please do not forget to head over to peterpopart.com and download those Grumpity Grump coloring book pages in the Grumpity Grump section. There's a few of them up there right now. I'm not exactly sure how many. And if you want to share your art with me, use the hashtag PeterPopArt or PeterPopArtAgency. Okay? And I look forward to seeing all the work you guys are doing. I hope everybody's having fun. I hope everybody's staying safe. And kids, I hope you guys are being extra super awesome with your parents and not driving them crazy. I look forward to working with everybody again in the next episode. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.